Hey guys, JB here from Alpha Wolf Consulting. Just wanted to talk to you today about using our mindset to increase our personal performance or our performance development. Okay, so if we really want to perform and develop at a higher level, we have to have control over who we are. Okay, what I think and what I believe, my emotional states are, what I'm feeling, and we have to have control over our biochemical responses. Because if we're trying to perform at a higher level, but as soon as something negative happens or as soon as something goes against us, right, we become unstable or we become unconfident in our approach or uncertain in our approach, or even just uncertain in us in general and our abilities, then we become highly volatile to where it's only when we have external validation or it's only when everything goes right for us that we're able to perform at a higher level. So what we got to understand is that if we want to perform at the highest level, day in, day out, it's all about consistency. Okay, but we have to even understand at a deeper level, we have to be consistent in our biochemical responses, in our emotional states. We have to be calm when the house is burning down so that we understand the way to get out. Because if we panic, we lose our ability to think and we're just now reacting. So we have to work on ways and strategies to be able to remain calm within ourselves at all times, but also to be able to choose what are the emotions I wish to feel in each moment of my day. You know, these emotions that I have chosen are the best emotions for me. So for example, if you work in sales or you've done sales or anything like that, what you have to do is you have to understand state management at a higher level, because state management is just emotional state management. All right. So if we don't have that, okay, what happens is if we get positive responses from our prospects or our clients, or we get sales, we're up and we're happy and we're amazed and we're powerful. And then as soon as we get a negative response, we're back down. And then we got to try and get a positive response to get back up and then back down. So what will happen is, because it's highly volatile, there is inconsistency in our ability, because from one call to another, we're shifting emotional states. So what we have to do is we have to try and have a baseline, okay? A baseline that has been set by us that really focuses in on, what is the state that I need to be in to be consistently winning. So even if, every person I speak to is a sale, I'm still on that baseline. Okay, I'm not jumping up and then coming back to the base, jumping up and coming back to the baseline. Just to the same, if I'm only getting negative responses, I'm not falling down. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create, our optimal operating sort of state. Okay, so the state where we feel in control, powerful, where we feel certain in our abilities, where we feel certain in ourselves, where we feel certain in our products. To the same, it happens in anything in life, okay? Because you've got to understand, the more unstable or unstable we are with our emotional responses, the more variance of chemical responses our bodies are giving. So if we go from one moment being stressed to one moment being happy, to one moment being sad, to one moment being empowered, to one moment being disempowered, to one moment, feeling ecstatic and enthused. Our body is having to go through a roller coaster of different emotions and different states. And what will happen, okay, is because we're going with these different chemical responses, okay, our body will, dump a whole heap of cortisol into our blood, and then it has to clear it out for us to become happy. So by us becoming in a highly happy state, it's got to clear it out by dumping other biochemicals, okay? And then it's got to dump serotonin. And then we become stressed or sad, so it dumps a different chemical. So what we got to understand is we just want to sort of have that baseline so that our body doesn't have to produce chemicals as much, to the sense that we're not having to, clear out our system from stress chemicals and then flush in happy chemicals. Okay, just to the sense that then we're not going and having to flush out those happy chemicals and dump in stress chemicals again. So when we're able to do this, we're able to perform at a higher level in terms of energy output, because we're able to conserve energy, but also we're able to consistently take action because we're not shifting our state. So each call, regardless of the outcome, is just a call. And then we're not becoming, burnt out. We're not becoming exhausted, mentally drained. Okay? So that's a key thing, and it works for anything in life, all right? Because in life, okay, if I'm always going through different emotions and I'm going from being in a high to being in a low to being in a high to being in a low, it's quite exhausting and draining. So I'm never going to be able to achieve what I want to achieve in the context of, I'm not going to be able to consistently have output, because there will be downtime between these massive dumps where I have to recover, where I have to sort of rest and reset, okay? But it's also to the same point, okay, if I'm unstable in my emotional states, my negative manifestations of behaviors will increase. So for example, if I'm highly stressed, highly happy, highly stressed, highly happy, what will happen is I'll start to crave very, very bad foods. I'll start to crave junk food, chocolate, sweets, all of that. Because what I'm doing, okay, is I'm looking for quick energy fixes to try and replenish that energy. Whereas if I'm on a baseline, okay, my body isn't using as much energy, so my body isn't craving. That's why when we're stable, when we're just, content and happy, it's much easier for us to consistently have a diet, because we're not having these massive cravings. Because we're not, when we go into a highly stressed state, we crave instant gratification from food. So usually high sugar, high fat, all of that, all right? So when we understand this at a higher level, what we're able to do, okay, is one, we're able to manage our lives in a more stable way, but two, we're able to perform at a higher level because we can increase that to whatever level we want to be, or we can decrease it as need be. So if we need to, conserve energy, we will decrease our emotional state to being a really calm and content state, because it's less energy. Whereas if we want to perform at the highest level, we'll increase it to being in a highly positive and highly certain and confident state and empowered state, right? And just to the same, if we feel ourselves going down into a negative state, we're able to artificially increase that through our thoughts, beliefs, and basically those influence our emotional states, which influence our feelings, okay, which then influence our biochemical responses. So if you want to understand this at a higher level, check out the workshop, because the workshop has been designed to help you in understanding these aspects of your mind and to being able to understand how to perform, within your own power at whatever level you want to perform at. All right? So have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.